Okay, my name is Eunice Minyatta, Onyango, and I'm going to present to you a paper entitled Perception of Youths on Consumption of African Indigenous Vegetable in Kakamega County, Kenya. From the summit, we all know that African indigenous vegetables are very important vegetables when it comes to nutrition and food security. The vegetable is very nutritive, and given its short maturity period, it can serve as well as good for security because it matures within a very short time. However, we find that there is a difference in terms of perception and preference across the different geographical regions and even the age groups. So mainly I'm going to concentrate on aspects of age and specifically the youth. We find that they're the energetic and majority of the population that we look unto to build our nation now and even in future. So we need to get to know what are the preferences of these youth when it comes to consumption of vegetable and which are the nutritive vegetable that they consume, and hence this study try to look at the youths and consumption of the local vegetable which are very healthy, but we want to know what is their perception about the African indigenous vegetable. So the objective of this study mainly was to assess the perception of youths on consumption of African indigenous vegetable. So when we look at the demographic characteristics of the respondents, we say that the study talked to or interviewed 86 respondents, and out of these, 58% were male, and 42% were female. The age group ranged between 20 and 28 with a mean of 23 years. These were mainly college students, so this is expected, that range of age. And so when it comes to the results, we tried to start by looking at the awareness of AIVs by gender, and we find that most of the AIVs were known, but the most known ones were nightshade, cowpea, spider plant, but the Ethiopian kales and the local kales were little known by the respondents. However, we found that more female knew the vegetable as compared to their male counterparts. So then we looked at, okay, they know these crops, but which of these vegetables do they prefer when it comes to consumption? And we found that the most preferred vegetable was nightshade, and a good number also preferred the spider plant, but the others were not preferred by the youths. A very small percentage preferred them. So then we also posed a question to find out what are the barriers to consumption of the African indigenous vegetable by youths. As from the previous results, we see that the preference is very low for most of the vegetable, and most of them noted that it is tedious to prepare the vegetable, though more ladies, females noted that, but again the number of males who said it is tedious were more than 60%. And then lack of knowledge in prepare or skills in preparing this vegetable was also noted by many of them. That is more than 50% of them. Then the high cost also is coming up as one of the aspects that the youths that is a barrier or a hindrance to consumption of this vegetable, and also seasonality, and some also felt that it was unfashionable to eat the local vegetables. So then we also try to find out what is the perception of value added. There is an aspect of tedious to prepare, lack of knowledge on how to prepare. So we wanted to know if the vegetable there is a little bit of value addition, would they be willing to purchase? So one of the aspects of value addition that we asked was, if the vegetable is dried, would they purchase the vegetable? And majority of the male, that is 84% of the male noted they would purchase. And also the female, a good number also, that is 69% noted that they would purchase the dried vegetables. Then we also asked, would they be willing to purchase pre-cooked vegetable, AIVs, and 58% of the males noted that they would purchase. That is a majority as opposed to those who said they would not. But when you look at the females, 31% said they would purchase the pre-cooked vegetable, meaning majority of them would not purchase the pre-cooked vegetables. So in conclusion, we see that most of the youths are aware about the vegetables, the indigenous vegetables that are available within the Kakamega County, and preference was more on nightshade and spider plant for both genders. Then majority of the male were willing to buy the dried vegetables and the pre-cooked vegetables as opposed to their female counterparts. And one of the challenges that came out strongly when it comes to consumption of local vegetable was the workload that is involved in preparation, and the cost of AIV was also felt to be high. So in my recommendation is that there is need to be to train more youths on the different AIV preparation methods in order to improve their consumption levels. And also value addition can be done, especially the drying bit, because majority noted they would buy, and made available maybe in supermarkets or in shops closer to the colleges, the universities, so that they can easily access the vegetable. So that is what the study found out with that objective, and I would just wish to say thank you to the audience, thank you to Calro and Egerton University, and more thanks to TAV 2020 Summit for giving me this opportunity to share what I found out to a larger audience where this information can be useful. Thank you, and God bless you so much.